Eugene, Dave Pasch, Brian Greasy, Tom Luganbill. No score between USC and Oregon. The Ducks take over on downs, 1st and 10 on their 31. Oregon needs to win its final 2 games and get Stanford to lose for them to make it to the Pac-12 title game. Here's Addison out in the flat, and he's been brilliant in their last 4 games, all wins. Royce Freeman picks up the first down at 230 pounds.
He's begun to click, but it hasn't been all on his shoulders. It's also been the run game.
As you mentioned, Freeman, such an important part of this offense as that pass is dropped. Only threw 12 balls last week against Stanford. That was enough as they beat the Cardinal on the road. Addison open, picks up the first down to the USC.
Better in the last month of the season.
All kinds of movement up front, so false start.
Is the complete opposite. Thought that was very interesting for a first-year player in the system.
Another quick throw. It's Bayless at Oregon for now. 2nd and 5, and they hand it off to Freeman. No running room. Tackle made by true freshman Noah Jefferson.
Efficient offensively.
See what they do here on 3rd down and 5. Adams has time. Everybody covered. Adams now going to fire it deep. It's well underthrown and picked off. USC controls its own destiny. Win today, win next week at home against UCLA, and USC is in the Pac-12 title game. They run it to Kirk Merritt at true. Midway through the first quarter here in Eugene, no score between USC and Oregon as Vernon Adams, who's already thrown an interception, is on the run here. And he fires complete to the sideline. With Stanford having to lose for the Ducks to make it to the Pac-12 title game, USC controls its own destiny, win the last 2, and USC will be in the Pac-12 title game. Adams going deep. Got a man. It's caught. Braylon Addison for the touchdown. Addison blew by the defender for a 48-yard touchdown.
You run with Benoit. You run with Royce Freeman.
The biggest difference with Oregon during this 4-game win streak, the health of Adams. He had a finger injury earlier in the year. They lost some games while he was out. Oregon, and had a lot of talent on the field today. Here is wide open. Oh my goodness. Evan Bayless. Nobody anywhere near him. He stumbles, but he'll score anyway. Touchdown Oregon. A colossal gaffe defensively by USC. These are 2 huge plays.
Maybe the easiest touchdown of the year for Vernon Adams.
Bayless's first touchdown of the season. And Oregon's up 14-7. Quarter, and here's Royce Freeman finding a gap and brought down to the
and Adoree Jackson will be called upon in pass coverage.
Adams in trouble, backing up and dumps it off. Freeman is loose at the 30 and taken down at the 35.
Michael Hutchings, we're going to see Sarah and Olajuwon Tucker.
And here is the Pac-12 leading rusher Royce Freeman again to the 30.
Yeah, Luke, it's a tough draw for any linebacker, much less guys that haven't played a whole lot.
Here's Freeman off the right edge to the 41.
What Cravens is doing from his roll off the edge.
Yeah, they want Cravens to come up the field and contain the perimeter, and then just let those linebackers focus on their A-gaps.
They'll bring the linebackers here, and Adams throws complete. The ball comes out, and it's ruled incomplete. For Oregon, they're actually hoping they were going to call it complete and then a fumble.
Great job by Iman Marshall. See, he gets the hand in there. I think that was a good call of an incomplete pass. They brought pressure up the middle. It's a good read by Adams. Carrington just needs to secure that football for the first down.
And 66 on the year. Oregon takes over from its 12-yard line. And here's Taj Griffin, a true freshman, a spectacular talent in Heisman voting. As the Ducks go fast, and Griffin. 3-yard loss, 2nd down and 13 for Oregon. Adams in the pocket, trying to create, being chased. And Adams throws complete on the sideline, inbounds for a first down.
He's the field, and that time finds the receiver.
A huge running lane for Royce Freeman. All the way inside the 4. Straight line speed also.
Well, Michael Hutchins, number 19 right there, just makes the wrong decision. It's tough. When you haven't played a whole lot, you come.
Benoit is in the game and running back. Adams pumps, now throws complete. Inside the 20 is Carrington, heading for the end zone. Oregon touchdown.
Wondering about this Oregon offense early in the year. Where did it go? They get a healthy Vernon Adams back, Royce Freeman, and Darren Carrington, who thought about diving. No, I think I'll just go. Good call. On both sides of the ball really lend to the innovation of this offense under his direction.
Royce Freeman thrown the Eagles, and Frost moved up to take Helfrich's spot as the offensive coordinator. Helfrich now the head coach, of course. Here's Freeman running right. Knocked down at the 42.
Was Belichick and Parcells on the defensive side. And you say, well, how does that impact an offensive coordinator?
Adams in trouble on third down and long. Flushed out of the pocket. Shows great arm strength. Throwing back across the middle.
Just finish up on Scott Frost. It influences how you call offensive. You can anticipate the way a defense thinks, then you can anticipate what's going to work against that defense in particular.
Adams throwing deep. Open man! Inside the 20, it's Freeman. It's an excellent play made by true freshman 30, a huge penalty. Adams steps up. Adams lobs it into the end zone. Benoit wide open. Oregon another
around in the backfield, and then watch as the middle of the field it becomes wide open, but it doesn't become wide open until 4 or 5 seconds into the play, Dave. He needs to buy that time, and then Benoit, you see at the very end, comes open. But if you don't buy the time, Vernon Adams in the pocket, to allow that to develop, then it's never going to happen. See how he keeps those eyes downfield. That's pretty impressive.
Going for picking who you think are the best 5 teams.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Oregon just going to keep it on the ground here with Royce Freeman, but Freeman might take it the distance. No, he's cut down out of bounds, but now Oregon with 10 seconds left. You wonder why they didn't call to the ready for play here. The Ducks did not use a timeout. Again, I'm not sure why. Adams wide open inside the 25-yard line, and Addison down to the
extending plays from the pocket and keeping his eyes downfield. You see here, the pocket is nice, good protection, allows him to pump left and then come back across the field to Carrington. This one in particular, watch him buy time in the pocket, move up, and then watch downfield. Benoit, the running back, needs this time to get open down the middle of the field. If Vernon Adams doesn't extend that play in the pocket, he never comes open. So the explosive plays have come.
Adams will hand it off to Royce Freeman on first down. He powers to the 27 for 5 yards.
Off of that action, so those plays have been there for Vernon Adams, and the compliments in this offense are there.
Adams with all day to throw, and finally someone comes open. It's complete to Stanford, a first.
Patience, you're going to see him. Look at him work through progressions. He's seeing the field, very calm feet in the pocket, thinks about flushing, and then gets the ball out laid over the middle. Very calm and poised to move the chains, and then quickly on the bubble screen there to braid up.
Just contain him because he's shown he can throw it from the pocket. You have to push from the middle. That's the challenge for Justin Wilcox in the second half.
Let's see if they bring some pressure here on 2nd and 3. Freeman trying to get outside, and he's wrapped up, but he did get the.
If it's ever going to work, obviously you have to mix it up, but they have not gotten any kind of pressure in his face in this game.
Freeman straight on inside the 40. West for the Doak Walker Award, 1 of 11. In contention for that honor. Here he is again off the right side. He'll come up just short. Tom, they have Benoit in here for this 3rd down and 1. And Benoit easily gets the first down inside the 25. Finally down at the 19.
In the backfield, and just really confusing young, inexperienced linebackers. That time it was Hutchins.
I think there are a lot of people right now around the country glad that Oregon is out of the playoff picture. Because of 3 losses, 2 of those suffered without their quarterback Vernon Adams. That 3-point defeat at Michigan State when Adams was 100%.
In the Pac-12, playing for Stanford, and he didn't know which way to go.
Yeah, Blake Martinez was lost as Adams throws to the end zone, and it's caught! Touchdown! Stabbed out of the air by Dwayne Stanford. His fifth touchdown, fifth different receiver to catch one. Watch this.
Wayne Stanford has had so many plays in the red zone. He's their touchdown, and he didn't have spring. He didn't even have summer. He just showed up right before the season started.
Had to pass a test right before camp. Adams in trouble, but he steps up, and look at the speed. He'll slide to the 36. By the way, I'm not.
This game's over.
Freeman. And they finally stuffed the run.
A lot of naysayers from the outside talking negatively about them as a program. You see an incomplete pass, but also
they're one of the most dangerous teams in the country the way they're going right now. They got a big 3rd and 8 here. Adams in trouble, and down he goes. A big sack.
Adam one time in this game and get an interception really changed the tempo.
Pretty good security blanket though in this guy. Royce Freeman outside to 10. Close to the first down, and he got it as he steps the formation here on 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line of Oregon.
See if Oregon starts to slow it down a little bit. Their defense was on the field quite a while in that last drive.
Freeman bottled up this time.
Keep it on the ground.
500 yards of total offense before this play. Adams in trouble and sacked. Anthony Simmons.
They're going to bring pressure again here, Dave.
And Adams in trouble. Taken down at the 1-yard line. A lot.
Can they find it?
From the 22-yard line, Adams trying to set up the screen to Taj Griffin, who's free down the sideline. And he stepped out at the
Barrett to Jalen Marshall, and they're leading at 14-7. Dave?
And here it's 38-28 Adnan. A run off the right side for about 2 yards.
A true freshman without no Royce Freeman, Benoit.
And they hand it off here to Braylon Addison. Dragged down by
He's made throughout this game.
Here's Griffin trying to bust it to the outside. A flag down, and so is Griffin. I'm with you. I'm first turnover by USC. And now Oregon takes over inside the 30. Adams gonna lob it into the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown, Charles Nelson with a potential dagger.
And you put Charles Nelson in the game. Here he is. He's just going to run the wheel route. I want you to take a look. This is Scott Felix. He's an outside linebacker, 250 pounds, and he eventually is the one that gets caught up on the outside in coverage. Now he's responsible for the flat. Imam Marshall's got to go to the top. Great design by Scott Frost, and a great time to call that play. And Luke's, you push.
He's been spectacular all game long. They'll keep it on the ground here. Benoit gets only a couple. Oregon trying to bleed the clock here. 10.5 to go. Benoit with a touchdown catch. 6 different receivers catching touchdowns in this game.
What's the approach going to be here in the 4th quarter? You've thrown the ball so well with Vernon Adams, but really you'd love to just hand the ball off and grind out some clock. Protect your defense a little bit.
They'll run it again here. Benoit across the 30. And taken out of bounds at the 31 by Cerro.
Coaching on the defensive side of Northern Iowa's defensive coordinator really helped him to understand the game completely.
Adams on 3rd down, launching it. Incomplete, but a flag. Royce Freeman is back out there at running back. They'll give it to the 230-pound back, and there he goes, inside the 40. He's 5th in the country in rushing coming in. Here he is again. I mean, his yards after contact.
Up your back, you're going to push him off. So either way, you can't retaliate.
There's Griffin. He's inside the 15, shows off his speed to the 10 and out of bounds inside the 5.
Lateral run, so I'm surprised SC doesn't play that lateral when Griffin's in the game.
And here's the direct snap to Freeman. They pitch it back. The quarterback is out in the pattern. Addison is taken down to 15. Adams pumps. Adams to the end zone, incomplete. He was in California and having one of his best days. Here's a wide receiver screen to Carrington to the 5 and tackled at the 4-yard line. It's 4th down.